Hi, welcome to a brand new video of the Target Individual Program, Target Individual Experience. So one of the things that they've been, excuse me, in terms of sending me subliminal messages and stuff like that, is the notion that they use people to file complaints against me so they can have me under surveillance 24/7, right? This is one of the things that they continue to do, and how to use family members, and particularly even tonight, when watching videos, whenever a person says my sister, they will do the police sirens or the car honking. Okay, and I talked about how they use my sister to target me and stuff like that, and threaten to destroy my computer equipment and stuff like that to prevent me from speaking out, from doing videos. Okay, and again, this goes back to, again, I talk about Zoom, which is which was a Stasi program, right? Which is East German uh, program in East Germany during the 70s and 80s. Well, before the fall of the Berlin Wall, and how they had the secret police that were doing this. They were using family members and friends of people to file complaints to keep them, or anybody, as a matter of fact, that they can try to manipulate and use to silence anyone from speaking out and speaking up against what was going on at the time. In America, they do the same thing, right? Again, we live in a country where we like to think that these things don't exist, but the vast majority of people know, particularly within the religious community, who uses those that are in positions of authority, who are very religious within their institutions, to manipulate and to put people under surveillance for various reasons. Okay, this is why at times when they start targeting me very heavily, they will, it's funny because they will at times look at my unk symbol, right, on chain, or they look directly like they're looking on top of my head, right? Are they looking at, what I'm saying? Because the remote, the monitor, the microchip, what have you, right? And so they go back and forth with this from time to time. Then there are times when, even today, and I went to the kitchen, my sister was in the kitchen sitting down. And as soon as I walk in, she started staring down at my crotch again. So they will always repeat these things, right? And again, and because again we talk about religious people and how evil they are, and they are evil. Make no mistake about it. Because you see, I won't. People who don't believe in religion don't persecute other people for believing in religion. But people that believe in religion will persecute other people for not believing in their religion, and persecute other people for believing in something different or have a different religion. But we have to understand that this is the mentality. This is nothing new. Like I said, this is nothing new. We, as particularly as target individual, we are victims of this that has been going on, for decades, years, even centuries. Okay? And you have to understand the minds of religious believers, that they believe in this falseness and this false doctrine that has been, passed down to them for generations and generations. Okay? And so it has solidified itself within their minds, and they try to solidify it within the minds of their children. And this is how this is passed on from generation to generation, to where it becomes cultural, right? Because to be honest with you, none of them really believe what they claim they believe, because they all act in contrary to what they say they believe. And when they try to act in in terms of what they say they believe, it doesn't last long, because you see, they have to be somebody else in order to say, well, I live by this, I live by that. When, if it's within them, because if you take it with their religion, then they don't know who they are, right? They need to replace it with another religion, another form of belief system. And this is what all these things are, is belief system. And they will get upset, they will be angry at you for telling them the truth. They will literally try to destroy your life, to poison you, to kill you, and and again, this what I'm saying is you can go look it up, you can see for yourself. Okay? And if you're in religion and trying to get out of religion, that would be the best thing for you to do. and find uh, the I wouldn't even say belief, but know within yourself who you are. Okay, that you don't need some external thing, a belief system, to dictate who you are, because you know who you are. This is why not people who are non-believers, right? When we do things that are considered to be good, they fight against that. They have to create a narrative of negativity around us, because they can say, "Oh, because they don't believe in God, or because you're mad at." You can't be. I always say that, but you cannot be mad at God if you don't believe God exists. But why they don't get that? It's always a puzzle to me. You cannot say somebody hates God if they don't believe God exists. You can only hate what you know is real. Okay? So that's not me being mad at God, because they always pull that shit. They always pull that shit. No, what I'm mad at is the system of white racism, white supremacy that's kept us, particularly us as black people, in the condition that we're in, who continue to manipulate, who continue to create ways to disenfranchise, to destroy, particularly black men in this country and around the world. And religion is a big part of that, because if you truly want to know about your religion, all you got to do is do the research. But they won't do the research. They won't do it. Right? One is based off of fear. Two is based off of what they've been taught, that if they find out that if it's not real, then they realize that who they are as a person is a lie. And so they have no concept of who they truly are when it comes to being outside of religion, not knowing who they truly are, because religion gives them an identity, and that identity is solidified within their conscious and subconscious mind and unconscious mind, subconscious mind. That without religion, they really don't know who they are. See, I don't need religion to tell me who I am. I know who I am. I don't need this to tell me who I am. I know who I am. And this is not a religion. All right? This means this is just a symbolization of family, symbolization of the resurrection of our ancestors, you and I, as human beings, when we have children. Okay? It also means the resurrection of, what people thought back then of the sun. Every morning the sun rises up, okay, it becomes anew. It's another form of resurrection. But you got to understand, you got to have esoteric knowledge in order for you to understand these things. See, the religious people think resurrection is a person dying and then being born again, or put it like this: even when they do baptism, because I was baptized, even when they baptize you, right? That is a form of resurrection. When they say being born again, that is a form of resurrection. But you cannot be born again if you haven't lived life. So when they baptizing, 5-year-old, 6-year-old children, what kind of life have these children live to say that they're born again? But I want you to understand the mental illness. This is why they have to call us mentally ill, because they're the one that's mentally ill. Baptizing children, right? What kind of life do have children live so they can be baptized and forgiven of their sins? What kind of sins why? Because they were born through a vagina? When you really start to understand, it all sounds ridiculous. The whole religious concept is ridiculous, but they cannot see it because, again, they're blinded by it. Their minds have been binded in a state of ignorance, and they operate in high dysfunction. And so when that has become their norm, they don't really know what normal really is. And so for those of us who understand and speak out, they will do anything to, shut us up and silence us, but I refuse to. I was watching a documentary called Suppressing a Cure for More Than 40 Years, which you guys should look at, and it talks about how, again, how this system really is. There are illnesses that can be cured, but because there's no money in curing diseases, so what they do is call maintenance, right? Or maintaining your health in terms of pharmaceuticals and these medical researchers, because it's an industry that is based off of profit, and when they cure people from certain diseases, that means they can no longer make profit off of these so-called treatments. The documentary is really eye-opening, and also the one on Dr. Sebi. Again, they've and this is Dr. Sebi is a black man. This is Dr. Brzezinski. He's a white man, right? So it goes to show you, right, in this system of corporate and government entities who are all about money over people, profit over people, that anyone who come up with a cure that is not within the pharmaceutical industry, they will do everything to destroy that individual, to discredit this individual scientific studies and basis of their treatment of their pharmaceutical drugs. I should say pharmaceutical drugs, but of their natural drugs to help people with certain illness. They will destroy these individuals with the same tactics, right? Whether it be from us as being TIs to try to, when they're trying to cover up their non-consensual human experimentation, the illegal microchipping, okay? And they will use the feeble minds, and I have to say they're feeble minds. So they may look at me and they're like, okay, I'm crazy, whatever. But I'm the one that's being hit with directed energy weapons. I'm the one that's being slanderous rumors being spread, trying to villainize me within the community and all this stuff, right? But I'm still here. Meanwhile, they couldn't go through what we STIs go through, particularly if we're still alive. I understand that. See, they love to claim about their savior being persecuted by the Romans and how wrong that was, but then they'll turn around and do the same thing, the exact. So I want you to understand, right, the hypocrisy. I want you to understand the what's the word I'm looking for? The contradictory thinking and behavior, and that would give you a clue as to their religion. That's what you got to do. Just look and listen to them, and it will give you a clue about their religion. And then when you see it, hopefully you'll start to wake up and seek the truth, right? Instead of believing the lies, but know the truth. Anyhow, I'll talk to you guys in the next video.